Do you sometimes feel like you're drowning? Not in a sea of water, but in a raging ocean of others' opinions, expectations, judgments, criticisms, and sometimes their false praise. Do you sense that the weight of caring about things unworthy of your attention is crushing your spirit, draining your energy, and preventing you from soaring towards your true self? If your answer is yes, even whispered in secret, these moments are not yours alone. They are the cry of the human soul in an age that has made an idol of external validation and a voluntary prison of seeking approval. Contemplate this image. A skeleton, the symbol of stripping down to the final truth, sits with a relaxation that is almost provocative on a comfortable chair. A cigarette, a symbol of rebellion or indifference, or perhaps just a human habit, dangles from its bony fingers, and a vacant or perhaps transcendent gaze fills its eye sockets. Above it echoes a phrase that might initially seem crude, shocking, even cliché in its common usage. Stop caring too much, or in another, sharper form, I no longer care. Is this merely an invitation to despair, nihilism, absolute selfishness, an abandonment of all responsibility and connection? Or does it hide beneath its rough exterior a jewel of liberating wisdom, a profound philosophy for reclaiming sovereignty over the self, for understanding the art of sacred indifference? Which doesn't mean apathy, but rather directing care consciously and wisely toward what truly deserves our attention. It is an invitation to explore the point of emancipation, that decisive moment when the soul breaks free from the shackles of external judgments to navigate the space of authenticity and inner freedom. What is this caring that we are urged to stop giving excessively? It is not merely mental attention, it is deep emotional and psychological investment. It is that precious energy we direct toward things, people, ideas, events. When we care about something, we grant it a part of ourselves. We allow it to influence our feelings, shape our thoughts, guide our behaviors. This emotional investment is vital for life. It's what drives us to love, to work, to create, to empathize, to build relationships, to achieve goals. But the problem arises when this investment becomes random, excessive, and directed toward wrong, trivial, or uncontrollable targets. In our contemporary world, powerful forces work relentlessly to lure our attention and drain our emotional energy. The culture of fame and celebrity makes us care pathologically about the lives of stars and their trivial details, comparing our ordinary lives to their manufactured, shiny existences, breeding feelings of inadequacy and dissatisfaction. Social media platforms, with their constant flood of images, clips, and opinions, make us care compulsively about others' evaluations of us, the number of likes, comments, followers, and live in perpetual anxiety of missing out, FOMO, of not keeping up with prevailing trends. The non-stop news media bombards us with a torrent of sensational and distressing news from around the globe, making us care about issues far removed from our direct circle of influence, generating feelings of helplessness, anxiety, and pessimism. Consumer culture creates an excessive focus on material possessions, external appearances, social comparisons, making us tie our worth to what we own, not who we are. Societal expectations and pressures make us care excessively about who we should be, what is acceptable or successful in others' eyes, even if it conflicts with our inner convictions and true desires. The result of this excessive and scattered caring is a state of profound spiritual and psychological depletion. Our emotional energy, this precious and limited resource, leaks and dissipates in 1,000 directions, leaving little for what truly matters. We feel constantly exhausted, chronically anxious, perpetually dissatisfied. We lose the ability to feel genuine joy and inner peace because we are always busy monitoring the outside world, comparing ourselves to others, frantically seeking their approval or admiration, or avoiding their disapproval. We become like a ship that has lost its anchor, tossed about by the waves of people's opinions and shifting moods, lacking a stable inner center to ground us. Tying our self-worth and inner happiness to changeable and fickle external evaluations is a guaranteed recipe for misery and psychological suffering. It is a form of voluntary servitude, where we hand over the keys to our happiness and inner peace to others, waiting for them to grant us permission to feel good about ourselves. And here comes the power and necessity of the call. Stop caring too much. It is not a call for isolation, selfishness, or abandoning human empathy. Rather, it is a call for an inner liberation revolution, a call to reclaim control over our most precious possession, our attention and emotional energy. A call to learn the art of sacred indifference or conscious selective caring. This means consciously and wisely distinguishing between what deserves our deep attention and emotional investment and what we should pass over lightly or ignore completely, because it does not serve our spiritual growth, does not fall within our sphere of responsibility, or is merely empty noise aimed at draining us. This sacred indifference is not hard-heartedness. It is heart protection. It is like the wall we build around our inner garden to protect it from weeds and external pests, allowing the beautiful flowers and fruitful plants to grow and flourish. When we stop caring excessively about people's trivial opinions and unconstructive criticisms, we save our energy to care about developing ourselves and improving our behavior based on our true values and principles. When we stop caring excessively about external appearances and fleeting possessions, we direct our attention towards building inner wealth, wisdom, virtue, contentment, genuine relationships. When we stop caring excessively about global events beyond our control, we focus our attention on what we can actually do and change within our direct circle of influence, in our lives, our families, our communities. When we stop caring excessively about comparing ourselves to others and frantically trying to compete with or imitate them, we open the door to discovering our unique path and realizing our own potential. It is a process of redirecting energy. Instead of your emotional and psychological energy being like a river branching into 1,000 small streams that quickly dry up in the desert of trivialities, make it a deep, strong river flowing towards the ocean of meaning, purpose, and true value. This requires constant discernment and sorting. Always ask yourself, is this matter truly worth my anxiety? Does it deserve my anger? Does it warrant my sorrow? Is it worth my precious time and limited energy? Is it within my circle of responsibility and influence? Will caring about it make me a better person or contribute to achieving a noble goal? If the answer to most of these questions is no, then learn the art of letting go, the art of moving past, the art of calculated indifference. This concept finds strong echoes in various schools of philosophy and wisdom. Stoic philosophy, for example, advocates focusing on what we can control, our thoughts, judgments, actions, and accepting what we cannot control, external events, others' opinions, the past, with calmness and contentment. Stopping caring too much about what is outside our control is a direct application of this wisdom and is key to inner peace, ataraxia. Buddhist philosophy speaks of letting go of attachment as the source of suffering. Our excessive caring and intense desire for things, people, or recognition, and our attachment to them after obtaining them, is what causes us pain when we lose them or fail to achieve them. Learning not to care too much in this sense is training in loosening this attachment, appreciating things without clinging to them, striving without pathological anxiety about outcomes, leading to a state of inner freedom and equilibrium. Even in modern psychology, Concepts like psychological resilience and emotional regulation are closely linked to the ability not to let negative events or others' opinions excessively affect our inner state. The ability to not care too much about criticism, failure, or rejection is a key trait of people who can bounce back after setbacks and move forward in their lives. And this liberating philosophy is absolutely not contradictory to Islamic principles. Rather, it resonates with their core. The concept of zuhd in Islam is not a call to poverty or neglect of the world, but rather detachment of the heart, meaning the heart not clinging to the world, its adornments and its trivial concerns, and directing the greatest attention towards the hereafter and seeking God's pleasure. It is a refined form of not caring too much about what is fleeting and perishable. The concept of tawakkul, reliance on God, means that a person exerts their utmost effort within their sphere of influence, then entrusts the outcome and what is beyond their control to God with a tranquil heart. This is the pinnacle of not caring too much by worrying about the future or fearing what cannot be controlled. The concept of not paying attention to people in one's quest to please their Lord is a direct application of the idea of liberation from the prison of external validation, making your primary concern. God's view of you, not creation's view, is the essence of spiritual freedom. Islam calls for caring about others, the weak, the needy, the affairs of the community, but it is a responsible, directed care aimed at constructive action and seeking reward, not a pathological caring that drains energy in worry, gossip, comparisons, or seeking reputation and showing off, riya. It is a delicate balance between responsibility and liberation, between purposeful caring and sacred indifference towards what is unworthy. So, how do we reach this state of purposeful not caring too much? How do we break free from the chains of anxiety about people's opinions and the world's fluctuations? First, define your true circle of care. Draw a circle in your mind and place within it the things that genuinely deserve your deep attention. Your relationship with your Creator, your health, physical, mental, spiritual, your immediate family, your core principles and values, your work which you master and seek to benefit others through, and one or two causes you truly believe in and can contribute to. Everything outside this circle, learn to give it less attention or no attention at all. Second, challenge the monster of comparison. Constant comparison with others fuels excessive caring and dissatisfaction. Always remind yourself that everyone has their unique journey, specific circumstances, and trials you know nothing about. Focus on your journey, your personal progress compared to who you were yesterday, not compared to others' lives, which are often just polished facades. Celebrate your small wins, learn from your mistakes, and move forward on your own path. Third, practice digital fasting and an information diet. Drastically reduce the time spent consuming aimless content, especially on social media. Set specific times for browsing and stick to them. Unfollow accounts that trigger negative feelings, encourage comparisons, or promote superficiality. Be the master of your information consumption, not its slave. The fewer trivial inputs, the greater the space for inner clarity, and the less you'll care about what doesn't concern you. Fourth, cultivate an internal source of validation. Start building your self-worth on stable internal foundations. Your commitment to your principles, your pursuit of knowledge and wisdom, your mastery of your work, your kindness to others, your struggle against your own shortcomings. When your source of self-esteem comes from within, from your relationship with your values and your Creator, others' opinions and external evaluations become significantly less impactful. Words of praise become merely pleasant encouragement, and words of criticism become just a point of view that doesn't shake your firm convictions. Fifth, embrace uncertainty and accept imperfection. A large part of our excessive caring stems from our desire for complete control over our lives and our image before others, and from our fear of making mistakes or appearing flawed. Learn to accept the reality that life is full of uncertainty, that you are an imperfect human being, and that making mistakes is a natural part of the journey of learning and growth. This acceptance frees you from the burden of frantically chasing impossible perfection and reduces your anxiety about external judgments. Sixth, practice gratitude and focus on the present. Instead of caring excessively about what you lack, what others have, or worrying about the future, train yourself to focus on the present moment and appreciate the blessings already in your life, however small they may seem. Gratitude shifts the lens through which you view the world, reduces feelings of lack and the need for comparison, and increases feelings of contentment and satisfaction, emotions directly opposed to excessive caring about what is negative or beyond your control. The journey of stopping caring too much is a journey of liberation and empowerment. It is a return to the center of the self, to the point of inner strength and serenity. It is not a call for coldness or absolute apathy, but a call for conscious love, for focusing on what we truly love and truly believe in, and freeing ourselves from the burden of caring about what doesn't nourish our souls or serve our higher purpose. Remember that relaxed, seemingly indifferent skeleton. Perhaps it represents not death, but life, liberated from illusory burdens. A life not driven by the whims of others and the fluctuations of circumstances, but guided by a steadfast inner compass and by attention wisely directed toward what deserves permanence in the realm of values and meanings. Let this be your point of emancipation. Start today. Choose one thing you've been giving excessive, draining attention to, and consciously decide to stop caring about it in that unhealthy way. It might be a specific person's opinion, a harmful comparison, or distressing news consumption. Free your energy from this constraint and redirect it towards something that builds you up, nourishes you, brings you closer to your true self and your ultimate purpose. One small step in this direction is the beginning of a quiet revolution towards a life of greater freedom, depth, and meaning. If these ideas resonate with something inside you, if they strike a chord in your journey toward a deeper understanding of life and self, don't hesitate to like this video and share it with others who might benefit. Most importantly, subscribe to the channel to join us in exploring more of these deep philosophical ideas through which we try to understand the complexities of human existence. And now, we leave you with this question for reflection and sharing in the comments. What is the biggest excessive caring that you feel drains your energy and confines your spirit, and what is the first step you can take today to start freeing yourself from it? Share your thoughts and experiences with us. In this exchange lies more light and understanding.